There is a long time back I'd heard this story. Maybe you've heard it about this person who's walking on the beach and he sees these thousands of starfish on the beach. Have you heard that story?
No, no, no.
Okay, so he picks up a starfish and he throws it back into the water, so that it'll not die. And there is this guy, who's watching this person pick up starfish and throw it back into the water. And he comes to this person and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm putting the fish back into the water so that it'll survive." He said, "But can't you see there are thousands and millions maybe of these starfish? You can't save all of them." He says, "I don't need to. I just need to save one."
So really nice to have you here, Anurag. I was looking forward, and I'm not sure I'm saying your name correctly. So I don't hear you now.
You hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you.
I said you pronounced my name correctly.
Yes, okay, that's good.
And do I pronounce you as Jeannette?
The way you want to say it, I love it. I'm used to many different ways of saying, and I'm the same Jeannette or Janet or yeah. At home in my family, everyone says it differently, so don't even worry. I'm multidimensional, and the same me.
Yes, I think there are many ways you can pronounce your name.
Yes, yes, many. So it's super beautiful. I'm really thankful, grateful for you to be here with me, co-creating.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
No, no, it's my pleasure. I saw your profile, and at the end, I'm just feeling. No, it's not that I see and detail and analyze. It's just what I get. And I said, he's one of like me, let's say, living from the heart and really being who he is and living by well who he is and what he loves to create. No, and I feel that through your writing and
That's
through the empowering inspirations to others.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. I read your mail and the approach that you have of, letting things happen in the call rather than program for it. I think that's a very courageous and wonderful way to know each other.
Thank you so much. Yes, it comes from the heart, no, and whatever comes in the moment, it's the most beautiful thing. It's the best way we can show ourselves to someone else, no, and really to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love to know a little about you, Janet. I haven't deliberately gone through your profile after I read that mail. So I would rather hear from you and I'll share a little about myself.
Okay, yes. No, no, I understand you because I do that too. Because for me, then it's these conversations now that I get to know people not through what it's written in their profiles in the way they describe themselves, no? And that at the end it's us opening our hearts that we know who who we are and the other person is in front of us. So while me, I'm creating this leadership circle podcast because I want to plant the seeds of co-creation. And co-creation for me is being who you are and creating what you love and giving and receiving from there, from the heart, from living from the inside out, so from the heart to the world, and giving, sharing with others the uniqueness. No, we are all the same, but we all are unique. We have something that differentiates us as our soul, what it brings, no gifts, and in which we are our own guru, and we can be the guru of someone else, and the other person is the guru for me because you are unique, and I will be if I'm wholehearted being here with you. I'm learning from you, from what you're sharing with me, because you are unique. And you will be showing me your gifts. And I will be unlearning and integrating that which you are sharing with me. So co-creation is this infinite loop of giving and receiving, no? When you are in your heart. And for me to be in your heart, you can be anywhere. And at home, at work, anywhere, walking the dog, smiling to people because you are you, no? And this sharing, this radiation of your heart, that I think it's the future of a new earth, really being who we are, showing up courageously at the beginning, because at the beginning I was saying I'm daring to be who I am. Today I am who I am. I don't have any fear to be who I am, because that's what I am at the end, no? And I have unlearned so many beliefs and patterns that we were taught not to show up. But when you show up, you see how liberating it is, and how much you can create through your being and freedom, no? So it's very empowering, it's very nurturing for me, servicing others, and for others to service me. And I have been doing this practicing, so exploring, experiencing, practicing, like since 2020, 2019, I think. And I had a community, and there we were having conversations from the heart, really learning to be, to listen, not to be opinionated, just to really, if I was asking something, it was not for my curiosity, but for the servicing of the other one. I was asking to support this person in opening up and listen to themselves so that they could integrate. And I think this is for us to do, to be all the time, no? If I'm in a conversation, I'm listening. I'm in the supermarket, I'm listening. I'm not asking just because of my sake. If I ask, it's because it's going to serve the other person. So it's really to be in service to something bigger than myself, in service to my higher self. So the podcast is part of this. I love it. I get nurtured every time I meet someone. And usually, I always stay in touch, because when you're heart to heart, the connection is there and will always stay, because I recognize you and you recognize me.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. This way of seeing things, um, how did this come about in you?
Well, everything takes willingness and effort at the beginning, no? It's and life experiences. 20 20 years ago, 21 years ago, I decided, I woke up one day and decided to love myself. And because I always was there for other people, I was there for for them to be happy, or for a relationship to be happy, but not for me to know myself. I didn't know myself. And one day it clicked, you know, when you get into extremes, you you click and you say, okay, if I continue like this, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like. And I don't love myself. And I decided to love myself. So I quit everything. I was in New York. I quit everything, and I went to Barcelona, but because Barcelona is the way I was guided, no, through my heart, through the inner wisdom, the little voice. So there were many synchronicities that led me to Barcelona. So I followed them, and that's when I started the journey of knowing who I was. of value myself, which took long to really feel worth um, with what I was creating with myself, unlearning so many patterns, unlearning beliefs, and yes, and that's still much to go. We never stop learning and growing, but I've learned to be in service. I am in service to something bigger than myself. I'm here for my soul or for my higher self. I'm just a vessel, and I believe that while everyone comes to be who they are and create what they love, I don't know what it is that I will be servicing to, but I'm listening to the insights I get and I respond to them and wherever they guide me. So this is why today I'm doing the podcast.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions out of curiosity. Um, but let me share a little about myself.
Yes, I will love
Uh,
that.
I'm from Delhi, and I have spent some 3 decades in the corporate world. And 4.5 years back, I left the corporate world to pursue my own work as a
Mm-hmm.
solopreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I was in the corporate life, my focus was human resources. And within that, I further specialized in organization development, stuff like leadership and talent and vision and values, culture, that kind of stuff. And right from my school time, I was very fascinated by, uh, the nature of reality and how things work.
Mm-hmm.
And my feeling was that there's something which is driving everything. And it's so much everywhere and in us and outside us that that's why it's so invisible, because
Mm-hmm.
it's everywhere, right? But that's really, you know the gorilla in the room.
Yeah.
And I also, through experiences, observations and all, I realized that if all my knowledge, experience, everything was on one side of the weighing scale, and just this knowing
Mm-hmm.
was on the other side, that was far more weightier and superior than everything else.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to explain that knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so I don't even try to explain it. And so I decided to pursue this full time. And I came to some interesting understanding. So one of the understanding that I came to was that the source is expressing itself through all of us, as you said, and hence that question that everyone has: what is the purpose of my life? The purpose of our life is to be ourselves,
Yes, I'm with you.
right? And the only, of course, the big question is, what do you mean by ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
And the less baggage you carry, and the more you go, internal, and say it's neither this, neither that, I'm not even my thoughts, the closer you come to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that that's, the right thing. And if you play your game inside out, then actually a lot of stuff that is taught in management, whether it's productivity, hard work, hustling, this prescription, those 5 steps to something, all of that becomes meaningless, because the knowing doesn't follow any prescribed route. It just is. And our job is not to try and decipher the route, but to simply be on the route, right? And that's what I thought I will share. So that's what I'm trying to do. Uh, it's very fascinating. Uh,
I love that. Yeah, I know you're like me. And the source is guiding you and me because we are getting into the same conclusion. We know the same things, and I know what you mean of knowing cannot be described. But yes, because when we know, we know. There's no way other way. And plus, what I say with when people don't understand, because people many times are misled, no, with labelings when you say be who you are. And what I came to realize, the way I can describe it is to be who you are in the moment, so in the now. So I am who I am now, and in 5 minutes I will be who I am in the 5 minutes. So I'm not labeling myself. The mind is not playing. I'm not going to the future. I'm not going to the past. So I'm here now with you, and I'm being who I am. There's no label. I'm being who I am because I'm expressing that which comes from the heart now with you. And that's to be who you are. So when you are who you are listening to your heart because you are now. You respond to insights, so you create what you love, and from there things unfold. Whatever has to be unfolded, we don't have to know. But to be who we are is to be in the now.
Completely agree. Completely agree. Um, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When I work with folks and I talk to them, everyone gets everything. People are very smart. You don't even have to complete the sentence and they get the entire sentence. And at the same time, they are not able to do what they really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand, if you have a real challenge, a financial challenge, a health
Yeah,
challenge, a relational challenge, I understand that. But
yeah, me too.
in a lot of cases, some challenge, of course, will always be there, but there is a fear or an inertia or something, So, in your experience, when you work with people, what do you think makes some people see the other side and move there, which is the real side actually, and why a large number of people are not able to do it?
For me, I think it's one thing is trust, and also the trust you deposit on them, no? So that they then can see that they can do it. Because at the beginning, when we are in this quest where we understand things but we don't move, we're still living from the outside in and not from the inside out. So when I'm talking with people, when I'm counseling or anywhere, because I have a team and I speak to them every once in a while, it's the trust I deposit in them that I think makes them see themselves in a different way, that then they're able to take courage and take the step. And because they're still living from the outside in, so they still need a certain input. And that's what I work on the trust.
Trust on whom? With whom?
On them, me to them. But not saying I trust you, not this, but it's in the wording and in the sharing with them who I am. I'm there with them 100%. So it's what comes along, because it's the same thing. I don't plan up front, but it's really showing them I trust them.
I agree. My experience is that it's not so much about trust between me and them as much as it's their trust with themselves
Yes,
and the unknown.
yes, yeah. There's the fear, but for them to trust themselves, since they're still outside in, they have to have some trust from the outside, no? So that's my play. And then after that, still there's the fear of the unknown, which takes time, because we've gone through that, no? It's nothing is okay. I just took the step and the fear disappears, no? It's just this exploration and practicing all the time and going to the edge, the edge, the edge, until you see that there's nothing to worry about, because then you trust yourself, not yourself, the universe, because it's you. Now, when you go in, you already trust source and the universe and everything, because you know that's you. So nothing wrong can happen. And so you trust the unknown, because the unknown is you at the end, when you are who you are. But it takes willingness and effort, and going to the edge and exploring and experiencing and practicing to understand you don't have to fear, because everything you fear is never going to happen, because it's in your mind. So never things happen the way you thought it will happen. So why to worry? No. In Spanish, worrying, it's called preocupación. So really, it's like saying pre-worry, pre-thoughts. It has the word pre. And so it's really, why are you doing something when you don't even know what's going to happen? It's a pre-thing. So it's never going to happen, because it's a pre-thing.
I agree with you. When you observe yourself doing something, you can either be worrying about it or you could be doing it. You can't do both the same things at the same time.
Yes. Yes, you cannot.
One more thing I feel which comes in the way is that all of us feel that there is some place we have to reach in the future, right? So it could be a promotion, it could be a house, it could be, you know, anything, kids, whatever it is. So there is something in the future. And because of that, I'm not complete right now till I get it. And it's easier to focus on that and work on it. And because what it does is it then occupies my mind and it relieves me of a restless mind. So I am focused, I am applying my mind, I'm in control, and I make things happen. However, the approach of inside out or just trusting the universe, there is, as you said, there's no future,
Mhm.
and that can be very that can create anxiety, because then what are you working for if there's no future?
Mhm. That's what we've been taught, yes.
Yes.
But there's a lot to work, even more. No? The spectrum is super wide. It's limitless. And in the other way, you're just limiting to what you're focusing on, and to that goal, which you're so limiting yourself to that goal, when your life can give you much more than that. Well, that's the difference. And I say, okay, yes, focus on something, focus on the intention on your vision, not a goal, a vision of what you want, and what you want for the world, or what you want for yourself. A vision. A vision can be blurry, and it doesn't have to, it's not a goal. A goal is very limiting. It's a point. A goal is a point. A vision can always change as you walk your path, no? So you can, yeah, okay, the vision is ample, the vision is wide. So today I'm walking here, and tomorrow I'm responding to walk to the right, but the vision is still there. An intention, a point, no, the point is there, and you go to the point. So the point is very small and limiting. So it's really very, very, yeah, small, and so little for you. We have much more to live. We have so many possibilities, so many opportunities that we don't even we're not able to have them in our mind, because our mind is thinking of the past. It's building the future through the past, but there are so many possibilities. Why are you going to that little point? No?
The advantage of a point is that it is with respect to someone's else point,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps me
Exactly.
to see how am I progressing in life,
Mm.
because there is a comparison that
Yeah,
comes into play.
yeah. Because we also have been taught to compare ourselves and to compete, no? So one thing we unlearn, one of the first things I think we unlearn is the competition and comparison, because there's no way to compare yourself if you are in your walking your shoes, and and the other person is walking their shoes. So how can it be the same thing if, or if the steps are completely different? Because I'm standing here and no one is standing overlapping myself here. It cannot be the same thing. So there's no way to compare. There's no way. We all are so different. Our paths are completely different, because since we are born, the decisions and the choices are completely different every moment in our lives. So there's no comparison at all.
One of the ways I try to explain my understanding as of now is so there is this whole concept of find your why, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's become very popular that if you know your why, whether you are a person or an organization, then it gives you a reason, a purpose.
Yes.
um, the point I make is that you can only know your why if you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So before the why, there is a who.
Mm-hmm.
And when you understand the who, being who becomes the why, right?
Yes.
Which is a different way of just saying the same thing, which is be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And, one of the metaphors I use is imagine the jigsaw pieces of that puzzle. Every piece is distinct, and so is every piece. And each piece has a very, natural fitment in the larger jigsaw. It can't fit in everywhere.
Yeah.
And when it fits into its natural place, it becomes a part of a system which is more than the sum of the parts. And
Yes.
suddenly a larger picture emerges, right? So when you being yourself become valued in something which needs you, then a circuit gets completed and energy flows automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's one way of seeing things, that try to understand yourself, find out what is a God-given gift to you. Each
Yes.
one of us has some very unique perspective, attribute, quality, right? And that is, there is a reason for it, and your purpose is to use it, not the stuff that we have acquired in terms of degrees and certifications and all. Okay, that's okay, that's important, but don't let go of your character itself in that process of getting this certificate. And when you know who you are, so for example, the sun, what is the sun? The sun is that thing which heats all the time. And the water is that which flows, and the wind is that which moves, and the cheetah is that which is designed to run in a particular way. So similarly, you and I have a very unique quality, and our job is to let that get expressed through us. And when you do that, you find yourself in your natural fitment in a larger system where suddenly you find you're valued and you create value, and value gets created through you. Um, those are some of the things I say. And then, some while it can't be structured, this is a very slippery thing. You can't put a finger to it saying there's a formula to it. But I try to still explain it, through some kind of a conceptual understanding because some people like it. So, like those nine blind men and the elephant, I'm maybe the millionth blind person trying to explain the same elephant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say that imagine you are three circles. The innermost circle is who you are, your construct. The second circle is your context. What's your reality? And the more you know who you are, the clearer your reality also becomes. And the third is how can you contribute? How do you build bridges inside out? So your construct, your context, and your contribution is some way by which you can, you can use like an internal compass to know, is this for you or not? Some doors will be meant for you, some doors are not meant for you.
Yes, it's like that. Yes, I love that. Yes, I love that, and it's what you're saying. Some people need to see some structure in our in this universe, no? And to mentally understand it until it clicks to them, and then you don't need any structure anymore. But initially, yes, yes, we've been there. I've been there. I've been in the searching for the why, and at the beginning, from Simon Sinek, the book, and at the end, you understand that number one, you don't have to search for the why; it will come to you, as by being who you are, and
Absolutely.
understanding what you love to create through who you are at the end. That's why I always say we are love, uniqueness, and co-creation. It's the same thing that you're saying, no? Love, who you are, uniqueness, the gift, and co-creation, how we're
Wow.
servicing to to the bigger picture, no?
Right. You're saying exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're also one of the millionth blind person looking at the same elephant.
Yes, I'm like you because the way you explain it, and that's another beautiful thing for people to see with you and me. We manage the same information, we have the same knowing, but we express it differently because you and I are unique. You have your uniqueness, you have your gifts, and you express them differently, and I express them different. But we have the same information within us. That that's how we live, from the inside out. But there's no way to compare you and me because we are unique. And there's no way to compete with you and me because we are serving to the same thing, greater picture. Through our uniqueness, we service something bigger than ourselves. And we are serving something bigger than ourselves. So why do we have to compete, for instance, no? So there's no way of comparing. And plus, because you and me are love, and we are one and the same. So as you and me are one and the same, I recognize me in yourself, in you, and you in me. So why do we have to compare? And why do we have to compete? Because we are one and the same. So it's so beautiful. And so I don't know. The mind is not able to grab this, to take it in, because the mind is used to box in things and to structure it and to limit it, there's no limitation in this. There's only simplicity.
Yeah.
And it's so magical, beyond magical. I say magical because I don't know the word to use, but it's limitless. No, it's a limitless potential we have within. So it's really, it's amazing. And to live like that, it's very simple. It's liberating, and it's the world I envision. So as we said before, I don't have the point. It's an a goal. It's an ambition, and who I am and what I'm creating with love today, now, serves that vision. But it's not that I am who I am, created by the love to serve that vision. No, no, it's this, like you were saying, it's this bigger picture that comes through this.
Yes.
No?
It's emerging.
Yes, yes. And it's a knowing, it's a feeling that comes through this openness.
But one of the examples I use, and sometimes people get it. You know, you say 10 things, you don't know what will click with whom for in what way.
Yeah.
So one of the examples is, if you see a very good world class surfer, um, it's a question that comes to your mind: is the surfer surfing the wave,
Mm.
or is the wave surfing the surfer,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
are the two actually one?
Yes, yes. Both of them are co-creating,
Yes,
each in their wholeness, in the being, no? Each in the wave with the form and the inertia and everything, and the surfer with the equilibrium balance. And together they're forming, they're co-creating the surfing.
absolutely.
That's true. It's beautiful. Like that. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Do you sometimes get a sense that something is holding you, guiding you, and sometimes it's not there? You know, you're on your own. Sometimes you're confused, and sometimes you get a feeling, uh, you know, sometimes your mind is saying ABC, and that voice is saying something else. So in that moment, what guides you?
The knowing. As you said before, no, at the end it's the knowing. You know. Even if the mind is saying something or you're listening, I don't know what, it's the knowing. You say, okay, I don't want to go there. I don't want to take the step, but that's the step I have to take because I know. No?
True, true.
Yeah, yeah. When you have a knowing, yes, there's I go back to 1 month ago, 1.5 months ago that I left the job I had 7.5 years, and I left my team, of my beautiful team I had grown. Um, there was a knowing, and that's how I explained it to my boss. I know. I feel very sad. I love my team, but I know it's the step I have to take. I don't know how to explain it to you. I just know. And yeah, that's it. It hurts. I had to let it go, let them go, because I love them. They're still around, but it was a decision. Well, no, a decision. The decision was done. It was not. It's a knowing, no, but it was a step to take in the knowing, because staying there, it's not hasn't it wouldn't have allowed me to continue growing, and I'm not here to serve the mind, and I'm not here to stay in one place, let's say, blocked and stagnant, no? I'm here to serve. So whatever I know, I have to, I follow. It's since it's something bigger, no?
I agree. And for people who are around you, it can be very frustrating, or they get used to it, or they start wondering about their own decisions, you know. So yeah, it's all hodgepodge. It happens. Do you feel that you said it's very simple? Do you feel that one has to go through complexity and challenges and struggles and crisis before you understand the simplicity?
Well, I think for our generation, I, in what I've seen, I think so, to be pushed to the edge, to jump, no? But it depends. You see children or you see youngsters that already uh, have a way of being that is like ours now, you and me now, and they didn't have to go through so many things. I don't know. Maybe yeah, things are changing, and there are some that already are, are born with that, and whatever they are taught at school, they don't integrate, and they don't get squared in because they already are very they're very free souls and very very secure free souls. No, I was very shy when I was small, and well, when I was a teenager, and very insecure. And maybe there are some that don't have that insecureness. They are born with some knowing that doesn't lead them. They're not boxed in, and so they don't have to go through these extremes. But many of us, yes. But I don't think the future will be so much of breaking the mold like we had to. I think many will already be alive and in simplicity.
And what do you think is causing this shift in consciousness? You-
I think many like you and me, I'm not saying we are the savers, but I'm saying we are the example we want to see, and the energy we radiate is strong. So I believe that even if we are few or not the majority, the strength is high. So we are able to impact. I always say, because friends of mine that still live in their mind, they sometimes say, "Yeah, Jeannette, but you're just one, no? You're just one doing the things you do, and so we're very tiny. What are you doing, no?" And I say, no, no, I'm doing it for myself. It's this example I want to see in the world, so I do it for myself. And but I believe as you do it for yourself, and you are in your heart, when you are in your heart, there's a lot of energy that you emanate and radiate outwards. You see it when you walk. The way you shine is different. So you really impact, even if you're one. And I believe that we are, I'm speaking to many of you and me, many, and I think we're radiating and we are impacting, even if we are told we are not, but we are. And I believe somehow the energy is shifting. So there's possibility for people to, for children, and yeah, for people to are born already with a different energy, and stay with that energy, not being pushed down, because we are shining.
There is a long time back I'd heard this story. Maybe you've heard it about this person who's walking on the beach and he sees these thousands of starfish on the beach. Have you heard that story?
No, no, no.
Okay, so he picks up a starfish and he throws it back into the water, so that it'll not die. And there is this guy, who's watching this person pick up starfish and throw it back into the water. And he comes to this person and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm putting the fish back into the water so that it'll survive." He said, "But can't you see there are thousands and millions maybe of these starfish? You can't save all of them." He says, "I don't need to. I just need to save one."
Yeah, yes, yes.
It's
Simple and true, huh? And
absolutely.
beautiful. Why do we just buy one? It's okay. Just there's already change. There's already change.
There's another story which I which a friend of mine told me. I thought it was very, very powerful. There is this villager who's, walking at night with a lamp in hand, and the lamp is flickering. And the villager is looking quite anxious and disturbed as he's trying to walk with the lamp. And he comes across again a wise person, who's sitting under a tree, and the wise person says, "Where are you going? And you look quite disturbed. What is the issue?" He says, "I have to go to my village. It's quite far off. It's getting dark, and the lamp is flickering, and I can't see too much into the future ahead, and
Mm-hmm.
how will I go there?" He said, "But you don't need to see all the way. All you have to do is see the next 1 foot." And that's what the lamp is doing. Just keep
Mm-hmm.
carrying the lamp, and it'll show you the next foot and the next foot. And then
Yes,
that's what you need to do. Just
yes,
follow the lamp.
yes. And it's true. It's true. And what you're doing is seeing the next food and you see it well. And the rest, whatever comes, no? One step at a time, trusting one step at a time, and will take you to something you haven't even imagined.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I tend to agree with that.
Yes. It's amazing, Anurag. I really appreciate and loved to be with you here. Um, you're somehow my mirror and I'm yours. I love it that the way we feel and see, the way we know, there's only one knowing. It's the same, and that we can share it and that we can, well, express it here, and for others to know what it is to shine and radiate. Not because we are, our ego is saying we shine and radiate. It's just because we are in our hearts and we are the example we want to see. And we are empowering and servicing others through our own experience. And that's the most beautiful thing we can do to whatever it's going to be in the future for us to create.
Thank you for your time, Janet. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
I
you.
like your approach, and you are extremely simple but very powerful.
Thank you. The same. And I know we will continue co-creating. And yes, I really appreciate having met you and having shared with you this time, and for many more. Thank you, Anurag. Anytime you know where to find me, and I know where to find you, and I really appreciate it because I think there's lots to co-create.
I agree. Thank you. You take care.